Welcome, my dear.
I'm here.
You're back here.
Wow. Of course. Medyo napadalas na rin ako dito itong mga nakaraang araw. Pero bakit every time I go into your house, parang bagong energy na naman ang nararamdaman ko? It's really relaxing, Kat,
Thank you.
ha?
Yeah.
Oo, itong si Katrina Enrile, ibang klase ang kanyang kwentong buhay. Marami siguro hindi nakakaalala sa ibang mga pangyayari sa nakaraan, pero yung Katrina noon hanggang ngayon, wow!
Ibang-iba na.
O, diba? Exclusive here. Ako, kailangan wag kayong aalis kasi kailangan yung malaman bakit siya ang pinili ko na makausap ngayong araw. Only here on Korina Interviews. And Katrina Enrile is in the house!
Thank you.
Wow, ang beautiful ng house. Ang beautiful ng house niya. Pagpasok mo pa lang, parang nararamdaman mo na lahat ng positive energy.
That's the point.
That's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point. Dito sa
Yeah.
kanyang tahanan, ang daming mga crystal. And I think, but more than the crystal, yung may-ari ng bahay, dapat ang nagbibigay ng positivity. Tingin mo ganon?
Well, you know, like I've always said, I'm at a point in my life that I've got nothing else to prove. And everybody's, you know, into trying to take care of their and work their inner self,
Yes.
right?
Oo.
So you do your inner work. And when I remodeled my house, this was a few years back, I was at that stage already. So I wanted my house to be a very, very calming, more than anything. It's really not more the aesthetics,
Oo.
but more of the energy that you feel when you come into my house. Because I really live a very tense and chaotic life, and I really wanted to slow down.
Ah, ganon.
So, I wanted the house to feel the same way.
She mentioned chaotic, tense life. Eh bakit ba naman hindi? Nung ipinanganak siya sa isang Juan Ponce Enrile at Katrina Enrile na talagang malalaki ng mga pangalan sa Pilipinas. How old were you when you realized that you are the daughter of two important people, especially your father?
I was 5. I think Dad was already getting involved with the campaign of then
President
Senate President Ferdinand
Marcos.
Marcos.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Sr. Okay,
Oo,
let's just
oo.
say. Then he was going to run for the
For
presidency against Diosdado Macapagal.
Ah, yun. So aware ka na noon, 5 years old.
I am aware. I can remember as far.
Talaga?
Yeah.
Sige nga, ano yung memory mo? One eksena, nung 5 years old ka.
My mom used to always make me watch, you know, but TV was black and white pa. Okay, so while my yaya, you know, was cleaning the house, she would put me in front of the TV, right, on the floor, set up my breakfast there, and she didn't tell me naman to stop when I'm not hungry anymore. So I kept eating and eating and eating and eating. So I was a fat little kid, you know, because I would finish everything. And she also gave me coffee.
Ha?
Yeah, she
5 years old?
Yeah, I had coffee. I would put it in my rice. Anyway,
Parang probinsya.
so there were always all these, you know, dance, you know, shows, right? So I would start copying the dance show. So my mom would see me dancing, right? So, and di ba noon, every time there's a party, you have a combo. Noon, hindi banda.
Combo.
Di ba?
Totoo.
So, they make me sleep. And when there's a party in the house, my mom has my yaya wake me up, dresses me up. I'm like half asleep. And then she puts me in front of the combo. Pag tumugtog na sila, para akong sinusian ng manika.
Kinuwerdas, oo.
Di ba? Sasayaw-sayaw na akong ganyan. Di ba?
Talagang yan ang dance step mo? Ganun,
Hindi. Noon, twist, jerk,
yeah.
lahat yan ginagawa ko.
Kaya mo?
Of course.
Wow,
Ayun yung mga uso nun.
Your mom was in theater?
She was, oo.
Okay. You got that from your mom? Yung performance level mo?
I got it from both sides, you know. Nakikita ko yung mga tita ko, tito ko, Tito Chito, Tita Irma, Tita Armida on my dad's side, and of course, my mom.
But eto nang hindi nyo alam, muntik nang maging artista at nag-artista nga si Katrina. Paano nangyari? Naharap ka sa camera talaga.
Tita Armida, pinipilit ako because she had Para Films. She had her own film company. So, I think it's Walter Navarro ata. So, I was only about mga 15. The way Tita Armida was doing it kasi was, okay, this is what you're supposed to do lang ha. Ito lang ha. Frolicking in the sand. I said, okay, ano yung frolic? Basta gaganyan-ganyan ka lang. Kunyari, umiikot-ikot lang kayo. Sabi ko, okay. So, ang kaikot ko, yung, syempre, yung cameraman, di ba? Di ba? And then later on, kami dalawa na ni Walter, di ba? After that, cut. Di ba? Diyan ka muna sa bahay kubo. And wait for your next scene,
Naku,
di ba?
pagmatagalan yan.
It's getting dark na. Di ba?
Okay.
Siguro pwede na akong bumachi. So, umalis na ako. I went home.
Ganon, nilayasan mo.
Pagka-uwi ko, tinawagan ako ni Tita Armida. And saan ka pumunta? Tita, I'm back home na. Ay, nako! You know, Tita Armida, di ba? So, that was the shortest career.
Pinalitan nila yung leading lady.
Hindi pa sumikat, laos na kaagad.
But, hindi ka man tumuloy sa pelikula, nag-TV ka naman.
Jackie Lu Blanco, ako, Pops, and Martin, that's when they met actually.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
the four of us were hosting Penthouse Live. I did about over a month or almost 2. Eh si Martin, ang kulit-kulit, di ba? Na minsan, he'd already be sitting on my lap. Sabi ko, hindi ko kaya to.
Totoo, naguluhan ka. Alam ba ni Martin itong kwentong ito?
Ay, Martin Pisa. And plus, the thing that turned me off, may tumawag na isang director. Ikaw ba si Katrina Ponce Enrile? Sabi ko, yes. Gusto mo bang maging artista? Sabi ko, I don't know how to act talaga. Hindi talaga, I really don't. Di ba? I don't know how to act. Hindi kasi, okay ka maging bold actress.
Bold!
Sabi ko, okay, bye! Then, at that time, sabi ko, okay, this is it. Ayoko na.
Pero yung kabataan mo, what do you think? Normal?
Very not normal.
Really?
Ang dad ko, when I was growing up, binibili na niya ako. Every time pupunta yan sa Mindanao. Kasi that was the height nung Mindanao War, di ba? Na at night dito, pagpunta mo sa Fort Bonifacio, ang daming mga 6x6 na mga trucks na nakikita mo, ang daming patay na mga sundalo. Hindi niyo nakita yon ano? Ako nakita ko yon. Every time na kada punta niya doon, my mom parating was always out of the country. She always wanted to go abroad, you know. Siguro it was also her way to cope, 'di ba? With all the stress. So, even at an early age of 15, si Dad would always say, "Oh, Katrina, just in case anything happens to me." Imagine a 15-year-old sabihan ng tatay na just in case anything happens
Sa'yo
to me.
nagbibilin.
Sa akin nagbibilin. Sabi ko, no, Dad, nothing will happen to you. Ito ang gagawin mo. Ito. He will show me, oh, this is where this is where that is, ganyan. And here is the key. Ganyan. Tatago ko pa.
So you had to grow up fast.
Yes.
Feeling ko, no?
There was a time, I was grade 4, 9 years old. I was called to the principal's office. There were 2 Metrocom Metrocom pantawag no ng mga pulis. O Katrina, pinapauwi ka na ng daddy mo, pinapakuha ka na, pinapahatid ka sa kanila. So you better go with them. So, sumama naman ako dun sa dalawa. Noong nakita ko nga yung mga dalawa pang Metrocom, na yung sasakyan pa nila nandun sa loob na nung eskwelahan ko mismo. Tapos sinasabi nila, halika, halika. Parang sabi ko, something's off. So sabi ko, hinila ko yung sandali lang, sabi ko. Nakalimutan ko yung bag ko. So, I ran as fast as I could back to at the other end of the school, and I looked for my favorite janitor, and I said, tago mo ko. So tinago niya ako under her bed.
Wow!
Yes.
So, at 9 years old, talagang attempted kidnapping
Yes.
ang nangyari sa'yo.
Yes. After that, I had bodyguards na.
Ayun. Dapat lang naman. Kasi kung minsan hindi maintindihan ng tao, bakit may mga bodyguard, di ba? Kung minsan ang mga anak ng politiko
sabi,
mismo.
OA naman ito, di ba? Hindi naman nila alam na kami po ang target. As a matter of fact, growing up, yung head security ng dad ko, when he was in the defense, sabi niya, Katrina, pag ikaw na-kidnap, kasi nga, ako yung parating target do me a favor. Kunin mo na lang yung baril, patay mo na sarili mo.
Sabi ni no.
Yes,
Totoo.
that's my training.
Oh, wow.
Patay mo na lang sarili mo because I do not like your father to be compromised.
Ano naman ang sinabi ng tatay mo doon?
Dad doesn't know.
Okay. Hindi niya
That was
alam.
between me and his head of security.
Wow. Nung lumalabas ka, alam mo, 15 years old, 16 years old, syempre, gimmick time yan. Paano may kasama ka parati?
I started going out
Oo.
at age 12.
Okay.
I like to dance,
Wow.
di ba?
Oo.
Martial law, curfew,
Oo.
di ba? So, para my dad would be at ease, syempre kasama ko yaya ko, driver ko, bodyguard ko. One time, inimbita ko siya.
Para sa...
Where else?
So, where else?
Oh, where else? Nakapunta ka doon.
Of
Oh,
course.
diba?
Oo,
Everybody
siguro
naman
nakita na tayo
started
doon.
in where else,
Yes,
diba?
oo.
O yun, so nag-where else siya. O at least kampante na siya.
So, the politics wasn't a big bother for
It
you?
was, because even in schools, kahit sa mga teachers ko, parati nilang sinasabi, may mali ka lang, konti lang ang mali mo. Sabi niya, kasi Ponce Enrile ka, ganyan, gaganunin ka. And minsan, some of the students would corner me. And,
Bully you, of
yeah,
course.
Of course, bully me.
Hindi sila natatakot kay Juan Ponce Enrile? Baka magsumbong ka?
Hindi ba ako nagsusumbong
So, parang malinaw sa'yo na
It's part of it.
it's part of it.
Let's just put it, they're always mean girls. And then, syempre, after that, akala nila mean girl din ako.
Yun na nga, itatanungin nga kita, hindi ka ba naging mean girl?
Hindi.
Never.
Mukha lang, pero hindi.
Oo. Teka muna, of all places, bakit UP?
When I was third year pa, nung sa St. Paul's, I already applied. Kasi yung boyfriend ko noon was from New York. Okay, so I wanted to be near my boyfriend. So, nag-apply ako without them knowing. But I got accepted to University of Massachusetts at Amherst for Banking and Finance. Nagulat sila. And of course, ayaw nila. Ang ginawa ng mami ko, in-enroll niya ako sa West Coast, sa San Francisco. Pero nung nakita ko, all-girls school na naman. Sacred Heart. So, I went home. And then my mom goes, why are you here?
Ay!
I paid for your tuition na there.
Oo.
Mom, I don't like. So, since I was accepted already in University UMass, I didn't have to take any exam. UP just allowed me to get in.
In UP, you know, that was a very political time.
Do you know Leon Alejandro?
Yes, Leon.
Okay, si Leon,
Oh.
right? Leon would always look for me everywhere I went. So he would go and, he would always put a fist in my face like this. You know?
Ganon?
Yeah, and say all these things. Talaga kung ano-ano. So, inaraw-araw ako ni Leon. Hindi naman niya ako nasira. He couldn't break me. So, naging magkaibigan kami.
Ayun.
He mutually respected each other. That's why when he passed away, I really felt really bad for him.
Teka muna, bakit pinatawag ka sa principal's office?
Pinatawag ko ng dean, so I go to the dean. You're the daughter of, yes sir. Alam ko na, Juan Ponce Enrile, yes sir. I was his guest in Camp Crame for 2 years. Oh, sabi ko, you were put...
So,
Yes.
alam mo na yung sasagutin mo kapag ganon?
Hindi, it just comes to me.
So, you survived all that kahit nang ginaganon ka?
And then I took up political science pa as my major.
Right.
So almost all
Oo.
my professors were at one point in time
Oo.
guests.
Guess. So, ang tanong, kailan ka nagkaroon ng lakas ng loob na, Dad, bakit ganito? Dad, what's your position on this?
Siyempre, pag bata ka, pag tinitingala mo yung mga magulang mo, parang iba yung tingin mo sa kanila eh, 'di ba? That they can do no wrong. Every morning, you sit here, listen to us. In the breakfast pa lang 'yun kasi Lucio Tan would come, you know, every day, almost
Correct.
every day, and all these businessmen. So sabi niya, you listen. Puro ko listen. Ako naman, listen naman ako. 'Di ba? So, as you get older, and then there are more, iba-iba yung dynamics na nangyayari, di ba? Pati sa buhay mo, umiiba yung dynamics ng relationship, di ba? But that's when I learned also many things with what happened to me outside, how to handle everything, including my dad.
Pero ang tanong, may nakalapit din. O, yan na ngayon ang malalaman nyo. Sino lang ang nakalapit kay KPE noong mga panahon na yon? Siyempre naman, kahit na pinagbabawalan at napaka-istrikto ng kanyang mga magulang na prominente sa gobyerno, si Katrina ay nagka-love life.
Siyempre, marunong ako pumuslet.
Ano?
Pumuslet.
Galing pumuslit.
Kala nila natutulog na ako, tinatakin pa ako ni Dad sa kama ko.
Oo.
Nakaganyan ako, hindi niya alam. Underneath the blanket.
No. Totoo.
Bihis na bihis. Iniintay ko lang sila umakyat. Pag akyat, lahat kami alis, pupunta na naman ng disco. Biglang pag-uwi, nakaabang ang daddy ko.
No way. Oh.
What do you think of this house? A hotel? A motel? Pero nakatakas pa rin.
Oo, nakapag-where else
Takas
na.
queen.
Anong oras ka naman umuwi nun?
Anong curfew? I come home. Even if
Yes.
I can get, all the pass,
yeah,
I never abused. Hindi ko pwedeng i-abuso yon.
Ah.
So, I go home before
12.
12.
At sa mga panahong yon, ang kapupuslit, may mga nakikilala ka.
Ayun na nga, yun sa New York nga. Hindi mo ako kilala nun eh. Kaya, my first,
Right. Serious
relationship.
You really enjoyed your kadalagahan, ha?
Of course,
Oo.
Studio 54. Every time I go abroad, talagang nasa New York ako.
Right.
Talagang, I love to dance.
Hindi na natin iisa-isahin pa, ha, ang mga personalidad. Wala na kayong pakialam doon. Doon sa mga...
Secret ko na yon.
Oo, doon sa kanyang mga love lives. Pero ang hindi natin maitanggi, nagpaalam kami kay KPE, ha, kung pwede natin itong pag-usapan. At ito ay gagawin niya sa Kauna Unahang Pagkakataon na pag-usapan si Alfie Anido. Kilalang aktor noong 80s, right? In the 80s, pogi, naku, crush ng bayan. Paano mo naman nakilala si Alfie?
Because barkada ko nga yung kapatid niya, si Babita. Kasi that time, si Alfie was time out muna siya sa showbiz. And kasi I think he was really affected by yung split up nila ni Dina, ganyan. Nung nag-umpisa na siya, na siguro ready na siyang to start his life all over again, di ba? Naging barkada namin muna. We all went out everywhere.
Heartbroken siya noon.
Tingin ko heartbroken pa siya, pero getting over na.
To cut the long story short, napatay si Alfie. No?
Napatay or
Namatay. Namatay. Pero nung mga panahon na yon, ikaw daw ang nagpapatay.
paano ko papatayin yun? Magkausap kami sa telepono.
Oo. That same night.
We were together.
Okay.
And then he took me home.
Oo.
But that was his birthday. Birthday niya yon.
Oo.
And during the course of our being together, I was able to make him stop all his bishes. Okay? And he was able to go back doing more movies and all that, di ba? Pabalik na siya, diba? Regal baby siya. So, marami na siyang ginagawang mga movies noon. Actually, iba nga hindi niya natapos. Anyway, sabi niya, birthday niya ngayon. Sabi niya, Kat, let me naman enjoy. Kasi stricta ako with his diet, with his, kaya he gained a little more. He was thin when naging kami na, no? He was so thin. Pero nung I was really making sure that he was eating right, diba? And going to the shoot, I would even bring him food in the shoots, just to make sure na talagang kumakain siya. In other words, inalagaan ko siya. And then, birthday niya, December 30. He wanted it in Antipolo. Okay. So we all went, after his basketball tournament in the morning, we all went, and then the whole barkada. And of course, he invited a lot of people, but he said, Kat, please let me enjoy my birthday now. Don't be so strict. I'm gonna drink and do, whatever. I said, I don't know what that whatever was, but I pretty much guess na,
Baka yung
there were
mga-
other things, right? So he was even swimming during the, because we were there early on pa lang lunchtime. So nag-swimming pa siya, ganyan, and all that. And then mamaya natulog siya. But I knew already medyo nakainom na and all that. Anyway, long story short, hindi siya nagising. Yung mga kaibigan niya nagsidatingan. And then, syempre, hindi na namin alam kung So kami, we had to entertain his friends, di ba? Biglang all of a sudden nagising siya. And then from afar, seloso si Alfie, di ba? From afar, he screamed. He pointed at me and he went like that. And sinabi pa niya, Enrile! First time, sinipan niya ako, Enrile! Bakit ang landi-landi mo dyan? I was just hosting his friends, di ba? Siyempre, napahiya naman ako, di ba? So, ang ginawa ko, calmly, sabi ko, di ba all my friends were there? I went up, I went to the room with him, I said, Alfie, this is your birthday. I want you to enjoy. I'll just go home. No, I'll take you home. Sabi ko, how can you take me home in that state, di ba? Anyway, bumaba na ako, and my two friends, si Jackie Aquino and Grace Venezuela, were behind. And then, we were talking in the car. So, the two of us, we were four in the car. So, medyo nag-aaway pa kami doon because why are you going home? And then, sabi ko, and then, he kind of hit me. I said, any guy that's gonna ever hit me again, I'm gonna split up. So, I broke up with him. They were even saying, di ba, may mga marks pa dito sa tiyan. True, may marks siya sa tiyan kasi kinurot ko siya. After he hit me, kinurot ko siya sa tiyan. Ako yun. Ako yung kumurot sa kanya. Syempre, tinamaan niya ako So, yung reflex ba? So, anyway, sabi ko, dito ka na lang, I'll go home na. Okay, so I got out the car, and I went to my car. Biglang all of a sudden, paalis na yung kotse ko, hinarang niya. So sabi ko dun sa driver ko, sige na lang, magpapahatid na ako kay Alfie. I'll go to his car. O, dahil hinatid niya ako sa bahay. Pero ang bilis niyang mag-drive. Then I said pa, thank you for taking me home. And then I realized, all my friends are in Antipolo. It's wala pang 10 o'clock, 9:30 pa lang ata, PM. Saturday. Sabi ko, FOMO, parang fear of missing out, di ba? I'm home so early, di ba? Biglang all of a sudden, he called me. He was in Rufus ata. Yung kainan sa may Makati Ave. And he called me and said, oh, what are you doing there? No, I'm going to go back to Antipolo. I said, sa state mong ganyan, sa kalagayan mong ganyan, aakyat ka pa? huwag ka nang umakyat. Please lang. Umuwi ka na lang. Diba? So when he got home, you make sure, tawagan mo ko ha. So tinawagan naman niya ako. And then he started to ask nga na, huwag kami mag-split up, ganyan. Siyempre, I still was in that frame of mind na tinamaan mo ko and I want to keep that promise to myself, di ba? So, ayun, siya ang nagbabagsak ng telepono, ako yung tumatawag. And every time naman I called, he would pick up the phone, haka ring pa lang. Then mamaya, babagsakan na naman niya ako ng telepono. Tatawag na naman ako. Hanggang, nung last na, yung binagsakan niya ako ng telepono, ring na lang ng ring yung phone. And then, yung mommy niya ang sumagot, si Tita Sarah. And then, hello, Tita, it's Katrina, is Alfie there? Can I talk to Alfie? Sabi niya, why? Is he here? Yes, Tita, he's there. Oh, I thought he's there. So, nag-usap pa kami. O, sige, wait, I'll call him. Kasi parang ayaw niya akong kausapin, di ba? Gusto ko, kung maayos kaming maghiwalay, di ba? Biglang all of a sudden, I heard screaming, and then Babita came down and said, Kuya shot himself. Shot himself. Okay? Agad-agad, I put on my duster, and I went. And then, I went upstairs right away. Yakap ko pa siya. You know, you're in denial because you could see that, you know, when I was seeing him, parang he was still breathing. You know? And everybody was in the room. My whole duster was full of his blood. You know? And of course, after a while, I just had to, when the dad pulled me over and showed me the suicide note. It said, Dear Dad, I can't take it anymore. Please tell Katrina I love you. Yon. He gave me a copy of that, but it was in you know, yung Xerox copy na thermal. They couldn't give me, I wanted it so bad. He said, I can't give it to you because the NBI is getting this. And then, after the NBI was there, because I was there the whole time, okay? Me and the dad went to Loyola. He told me to go with him. We picked out the coffin, and then he said, Katrina, ikaw na, you pick out his attire. So I did. I chose the one that the suit that I gave him. And then the dad pulled me aside and said, you know, I cannot talk to Greg Onasan because Greg Onasan at that point in time was the head of our security. I said, why? I'm just confused because NBI already did all the forensics. But there's another group, I'm not just gonna say the other group, that wants to do another investigation. And so I said, okay, let's just call Greg. So I called Greg sa radyo. You know, wala naman cellphones nun di ba? So I called my guard sa radyo. Greg, hysterical ako, syempre, di ba? Can you come here because something happened to Alfie and the dad wants to talk to you. Oh, yes, Katrina, I'll go there. Tama-tama, Jack and Greg were eating in a Japanese restaurant. And sinama ni Greg si Jack. So Jack was there. And I was hysterical. So Jack was holding me while Greg was talking to the dad. So that's how it happened.
Kaya nasabit pa si Jack.
Nasabit pa
diba,
siya,
nasabit
si Jack.
pa si Jack sa mga kwentuhan.
Ang dami,
pagkatapos.
kesa daw may pumasok from the roof. Pero everybody was awake at that time. If may magkalabog doon and everything, maririnig di ba?
And nandun siya sa bahay niya.
His room was in the second floor. right below, I think it was right below the dining room, right? And it's a parang open concept din yung bahay nila noon, na it's impossible that kung talagang there was really a struggle, that
Hindi maririnig.
hindi maririnig. And
Oo.
if you look at the suicide note, it's just really very, very short. It's, "Dear Dad, I can't take it anymore. Tell Katrina I love you." Very short. It was his penmanship. Of course, I know, because Alfie used to love writing me love letters, you know. So,
What a trauma.
yes.
No?
And we were
Grabe.
supposed to get married. We already went to see Mother Lily. We already asked her to be one of our ninangs. Pumayag na siya and all that. When we were going the rounds already, but then that happened.
Napakatagal na panahon na nito. Siyempre, maraming lumabas ang mga pagdududa, di ba?
Hanggang ngayon,
Hanggang ngayon!
I mean, they still want to believe what they want to believe, you
That
know?
it was murder.
Yeah.
Oo.
And then actually, so that happened 30, no? 31st, si Tonichi Nokom and I were in Loyola, because that was where the wake was, right? New Year, right? I was the only one in the chapel. Tonichi was outside, strike of midnight. I was the only one in the chapel with him. The family wasn't there. Of course, they were
Making arrangements.
they were in their house siguro, doing what they didn't probably want to be, but I was there with Alfie. It was dark, and then I even saw an insect inside the coffin. I even opened the coffin, took out the insect, and closed it pa, and then after that, Tonichi came back inside after the putukan outside, New Year, and sabi niya, okay ka na, let's go home na. I said, sige. So the next day, January 1, I went pa to the prayer. And then Tita Sara, I was seated beside Tita Sara, and Tita Sara held my hand, and Tita Sara said, "Mo naman, Katrina, sa mga lalaki, your first husband was hitting you, so then now si Alfie naman passed away, and all that. So everything's okay." The next day, my dad told me, "Don't go to the wake anymore." I said, "Why?" Because naglabasan na nga yung ibang
Mga bersyon.
ibang versions.
Oo.
So I said, "You mean I can't even go to the burial?" No. I said, "Okay." So what I did was, one of the fans, who's still my friend up to now, president ng fans club, si Joy, took me to the burial site after. Wala pang, it was still just, not fixed up yet. Wala pang marble and anything, ganyan and all that. And then, the next time I went to visit, because I brought flowers, syempre, di ba? Because that was my time, away from everybody. I couldn't find any more I think the family found out that I went, and they moved the...
Maybe because they feel heartbroken siya with you. No? Hindi kaya ganon?
They were probably blaming me that, why did I have to break up with
Right.
But that's
Everybody does that.
Yeah, I know.
Oo.
How would I know that he would
React that way.
React that way, right?
Oo.
Because, that was at the heat of the moment. The next day, I told you, just go to sleep. Let's just go to sleep, diba? We'll talk tomorrow, right? But then, he didn't give me that chance.
Ang hirap nun, Kat, ha? How did you...
What did I do?
Yeah.
This was right smack at the December break of school. That happened December 30. First day of school was January 3. I was negotiating with my dad. Dad, can I just take a leave of absence from UP for a while? Because I knew na they were gonna really bombard me there. My dad said, no.
Huh?
You finish. Finish this semester. I said, okay. Sige. So, I went. And true enough, I did get all. The hallways everywhere would be noisy. The minute I walk in, there will be, it'll be
Right.
hushed, and people would, that was the time that I really had to toughen up. And then one time, I saw my class, usually the blackboard and then the rows, the seats are all like that. But this time, there was a seat in the middle and there was chairs all around, and there was just one, what's happening? Ako naman, see what's happening. Diba? Yung pala, I was the one that was put in the middle, and they were all asking me every single question they could ask about what happened.
And you answered.
Of course.
Totoo.
I'm not guilty of anything. I know what happened. Diba? I could hold my head up high. I'm only answerable to the Lord. The Lord knows what happened.
Ganun man ang nangyari sa medyo madilim na kabanata ng buhay mo noon, Kat, hindi ka pa rin tumigil sa pag-ibig.
I didn't learn my lesson. I was young, you know.
Oo.
I was only 20, turning
Right.
21. Yeah.
Right. But now you have 4 kids.
Now I have 4 kids.
4 kids, and by choice, a single mom.
Single mom.
Ilan ang babae, ilan ang lalaki?
I have a girl, Cara, then JR, then 2 more girls, Kristen and Christiana.
Are you anything like your parents in the way you're
No.
bringing up your kids?
I let them be. I want them to make all the mistakes that they can at an early age. Maybe the first 2 were different, but the last 2, I made them leave my side already to conquer the world. Si Christiana, pumunta sa England, nag-aral sa Cambridge. Yon, nagmana talaga sa mami ko at sa mga titas niya. Pinag-aralan niya doon all kinds of acting, singing, dancing, And ngayon nasa LA siya at she's a singer-songwriter there. She
Right.
writes songs for other artists there. Si Kristen naman, she's studying law.
And the 2 others?
Si JR and Cara, yun yung the first 2. Ayun mga may asawa na, doon ako may mga apo.
Ayun. At ikaw naman bilang, what do your apos call you?
Glama.
Glama. Kanya-kanyang mga title, no? So, glama. So, anong ka namang klaseng glama?
I like to play with them, but I don't force them because syempre gusto ko din yung mga anak ko na estilo nila ang pagpapalaki sa mga anak nila. Ayoko din mag-spoil. Although may tendency ako mag-spoil, ayaw nila. Kaya syempre, kailangan ko respetuhin yung mga desisyon nila.
Negosyante, politika, at ngayon may posisyon sa gobyerno. Susunod na yan. The evolution of Katrina Ponce Enrile. At eto na tayo, mini tour. Ang kanyang bahay ngayon, tulad ng sinabi mo kanina, is a reflection of this chapter in her life, kung saan gusto na lang niya ng katahimikan, kapayapaan, good energy, good vibes. Kaya, ganito ang itsura ng kanyang bahay. Pero nakwento mo sa akin kanina, Katrina, how many times? So, pag magsalita ka naman, nakakatakot. Ilang beses na daw siyang muntik mamatay. Bakit gano'n? Totoo ba yan?
Yeah. From first year, 1-year-old pa lang ako. I almost...
Really?
Yeah, several times na. Accidents, car accidents, surgeries. I lost 75% of my blood, and you name it. I had a ruptured appendix that I didn't know, and so the only thing that saved me then was I had adhesions in my intestines. So the sepsis did a lot. So
Wow.
yeah, but I'm still here.
You're still here. You're like your father. Hindi lang 9 lives. Ang dami nilang
Parang
lives.
cat, pusa.
Parang pusa at higit pa.
Parang cat.
Ibang klaseng pusa. At ito naman, itong nakikita natin nakapaligid dito, ano ba ito? Nakakatulong ba ito para sa'yo? Yung crystals. One of our passions are crystals.
Yeah, actually somebody who came here who knows crystals, me, I use it more for, well, I really like, even as a child, I was always interested with rocks. But, I would go to the garden trying to dig and see if I could get,
special
whatever,
rock.
right? But, of course, wala. Until, I saw these things on the internet, and then I actually went abroad and actually looked for really nice pieces, But I fixed this according to the way I just wanted it. Some people like art. I like crystals. And then they say, "Are you praying to it?" Or I'm not doing that. It's just I just like how it looks. This one is actually a museum piece.
Wow.
So would be that the laboratory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Diba?
No, because of the quality.
Oo.
It's it's jelly type.
Yes.
And it's perfect.
It's perfect. I mean, all of the tusok is perfect mga triangles, no?
Yeah. And if you would buy this here, or I got this from New York, kilala ko yung may-ari. So he gave me a really good deal. Kasi if I bought the original price of this,
Wala na.
But he shipped this to me for $1,000 lang.
Wow.
Yeah. And this one, he gave it to me for like a fourth of the price.
So pumasok ka na rin sa politika. Meaning, kumbaga, kung gusto mo ng katahimikan, Kat, bakit ka pumasok ng politika?
Well,
diba?
last year, 2 years ago, 2022, my dad told me to run. Of course, I'm not the hindi ako typical na politiko. As always behind the scenes. Ako yung tiga-kampanya, hindi naman ako yung frontliner. So, nung naging kandidato ako, syempre dito, puro pera di ba?
Pera-pera.
Hindi ko kayang gawin yon.
Okay.
Because I come from the private sector. We know how hard it is to earn money, right? So for us to just throw money like that, hindi namin kaya yon.
Correct.
So I told them, and this was a suicide thing para sa akin gawin, kasi pinost ko talaga last day, right before the elections. The Saturday, kasi may Sunday then Monday, di ba, elections, voting. Saturday evening, sinabi ko sa kanila, hindi ako magbabayad ng boto ninyo.
Ano sa palagay mo ang dapat magbago sa paraan natin ng pagboboto o ng eleksyon?
Mas gusto ko sana bumalik tayo sa two-party system. Para that way, talagang hindi yung parang palipat-lipat yung mga politiko kung kani-kanino. Talagang there's an ideology-based,
At
di
may
ba?
prinsipyo.
May prinsipyo. For me, and then, pati yung pondo, hindi na kailangan galing sa mga kasarili nilang
Bulsa, kasi ang dami-dami nila.
Di ba?
Oo.
Kaya, yung party mismo ang kukuha ng pondo para sa mga
Para meron silang pambato.
Oo, para, I think it's going to solve yung less corruption, ganyan. And I feel na sana yung boto ng presidente, boto ng vice president. Para that way, hindi magkasalungat yung
Gusto nilang mangyari.
Kasi minsan na nangyayari, etong presidenteng to nanalo, ibang partido naman yung vice president. Ang hirap di ba?
Oo.
So, ako, yon. Plus, sana mag-hybrid tayo sa botohan. Okay? Yung botohan pwedeng automated. Pero yung bilangan, sana manual.
Ah.
Yun ang gusto ko. Para that
Oo
way,
nga.
hindi mapapalitan pag-transmit.
But, hindi ka man natuloy sa local position in the executive. Ngayon, SEZA.
Yes, and it's I guess mas mabuti for me kasi I came from the private sector as an executive and I'm also in an executive position. Kaya hindi ako nanibago masyado.
So, anong gusto mong mangyaring pinakamalaking pagbabago sa SEZA?
Ginagawa ko na po.
Oo.
Nililinis ko muna. It's a culture change.
Oh.
And I think I've been able to make everybody come on board na. We have a no-take policy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then lahat po ng mga kontrata doon talagang sinusuri namin talaga. I've actually had to cancel a lot of contracts and I've already saved a lot for the government money.
Oh,
To the last set, kasi kung pera ko mismo, when I was nung nasa privado ako, pera ko na yon, sinusuri ko pa. Lalo na kung hindi ko pera at pera ng tao, lalo ako mas masuri pa.
Ayun. Exciting!
Korina, pati sa opisina namin, pinapatay namin ang aircon at ang ilaw pag lunchtime. Para just to save every penny.
Correct. Ay,
And then,
importante.
nagbawas po ako ng tao. 500 kami dati, we're down to 200. Although hindi minandate po ni Presidente yon, ginawa kong mas efficient. Kasi si Presidente sabi niya, he wants ease of doing business. Right? No red tape. And that's exactly what we're doing because I come from the private sector. I really espouse laissez-faire.
Okay.
Diba?
Right.
Laissez-faire
Yes.
means less government intervention will help the business to grow, right? So I really believe that.
So, paano yung mga nawala ng work? May kabuhayan naman na option.
Oo, meron naman. They were given naman,
The proper compensation. Okay.
and then you make it more efficient, di ba?
Oo. Right. Wow, big moves. Sana naman magtuloy-tuloy na yan.
Yeah, considering that I'm just there 8 months.
Oo nga. Matagal-tagal pa naman.
Oo.
So, uminom ka pa ng maraming vitamins. Kumain ka pa ng maraming Delimondo. Hindi nyo lang alam, nakilala ko, itong SEZA chief na ito, college pa lang ako noon. 'Di ba? College pa lang in Pandesal Magic. Yung kanyang isa sa unang-unang restaurant sa tapat ng Merinol where I used to study.
Katipunan.
In Katipunan. Doon kami nagkakilala. Yan naman ang malalaman natin tungkol sa kanya. Foodie talaga si Katrina. Nag-aral ka ba ng culinary or what?
No.
No?
Di ba, bata pa lang ako. Kain
Oo.
na ako ng
Correct.
kain. O, di ba?
The best. Corned beef, ha? Excuse me.
Hindi lang corned beef, but sige lang.
Maraming bagay pa. O mag-sample na tayo. Siyempre, kailangan may ganong pa-sample, right? Dito ba ang kusina?
Hi!
At
This is
ito
my
naman.
kitchen.
State of the art!
And Chef Herbie, I told you we have
Hi,
a special
Chef.
guest
Wow!
who prepared something special for you.
Tinapali ka pasta.
Okay.
Tinapa, alige, pasta.
Because
Okay.
just so you know, Delimondo is just not corned beef.
Correct.
I have other,
Specialties.
yes, one of which is tinapa, spicy tinapa. So,
Wow.
we've incorporated it into a pasta. You can try. And this
Of
is
course,
the
we're going to
This
try.
is the carbonara.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is, para siyang spam.
Yes, it is. We have our own meatloaf.
So, food ang ginawa mong business.
Bata pa lang ako, I was sell na ice candy eh.
Ganun ba?
I was really trying to make money on my own.
Right.
I had options. I had my own clothing line, right?
Ay, alam ko yan.
Yes. And then I
Oo.
also, not many people know this, but I also had a factory in Bataan Export Processing Zone, a garment factory.
So you were also into fashion. Aside from food, then fashion.
Yes, fashion.
Negosyante ka talaga. No? Di ba? Where do you get that from? Parang your dad is not a negosyante. He's a technocrat.
He's not, actually,
He is a negosyante?
He is.
Ano ka ba? Abogado siya?
He is, but of course, when he top, he's in the bar, his commercial law,
Right.
it was 100%.
I know, but it's not like he sold stuff. Ikaw talaga magbebenta ka, you create and you
Oh, yeah.
sell, right?
Yeah.
So, nakahiligan mo yon. I guess it's because one success leads to another. What was the beginning of Delimondo?
We had a food processing plant, and we would do all the toppings for so many other food outlets. And so I said, what if I make my own corned beef? So I dabbled in a different kind of formulation, okay, and I put it into cans without any label. And then I would give it out as gifts. So after a while, maybe after 2-3 years of giving it out as gifts, biglang all of a sudden, people started asking, saan mo ba nakukuha to? Sabi ko, I make it. Pabili naman. Oh, ayun na. So I said, okay. That gave me the idea. So Delimondo came na.
Wow.
It originally started with corned beef, and I expanded the line.
Hindi ko alam kung anong uunahin ko, Kat. Will it be the luncheon meat? Will it be the famous corned beef?
Since you know already that,
Oh, alam
try
ko na.
this. Try. Yeah.
Alam mo, it doesn't help that I haven't had lunch. I want to devour everything. Okay, subukan natin ito.
Try.
Kasi gumawa pa siya ng ano.
Diba?
Wow, fresh.
They do.
Wow. With
There's a hit
a bite
at the end,
at
right?
the end. Talaga bang pipilitin nyo kaming pumunta ng garden?
Well, there's a geotag. If you want to see it, it's Katrina's Urban Jungle.
We have to see it. Pwede naman natin balikan ito mamaya, di ba? And itong urban jungle na ito, hindi kayo maniniwala na kayo nasa loob ng Metro Manila. Yung pala katabi lang ng EDSA. Balikan na, puntahan na natin.
Go.
Huwag kayong aalis at huwag nyo tatanggalin ito, ha? Babalikan namin yan. Exit pray lang sila. This isn't a garden. Ito ay
Gubat?
isang gubat.
Yeah.
Ha?
Yung geotag to,
Na
Katrina's Urban Jungle.
Katrina's Urban Jungle. Ang
Yes.
ganda-ganda.
And this I call my army. Sorry, they're not blooming now.
Kailan magbo-bloom itong mga ito, Kat?
Depende. Pag iniintay ko, ayaw nila. Pag
Hindi mo
sinasabi ko,
hinihintay.
sige, pamimigay ko na kayo, dun sila magpapakita ng ginas.
Okay, so ikaw yung tipong kinakausap mo rin ang iyong mga halaman. Totoo.
Pero I had to cut some of the vines kasi
Oo.
they need sun also.
Nako, marami pa siyang hilig. Teka muna, ha? Mahilig siya sa aso. Ilan na ang dogs mo?
Over 50.
And you know all of them?
Yes.
And love them all equally?
Of course, but of course I have my favorite.
Sino favorite mo
The
doon?
oldest one, Simone.
Simone. At marami din siyang ibon. Ang ingay doon, ha? Kaya dito na kami. Ayan, may favorite ka naman sa mga ibon mo?
Yes, si Coco.
Coco. Okay. Bakit siya ang favorite mo?
Malambing yun. She's a cockatoo.
Okay. Does she talk?
Not yet. She's just a year old.
Ay,
Isang taon
cute.
pa lang.
So, bakit ka nahilig sa mga hayop?
Bata pa lang ako. You name it. Ducks, chicks,
Totoo.
rabbits,
Oo.
lahat yan.
Talaga.
Dogs.
Oo.
We also had cats, turtles, fish, lahat.
Wow! Yung life experience mo because of the family you were born into, talagang pinanindigan mo at saka...
Pinalayas pa ako ng dad ko, ha?
Pinalayas ka? Bakit? Because?
I got out of this house. I lived in a 30 square meter apartment for almost 3 years by myself with a dog.
Totoo. Ayan na naman, may clickbait na naman tayo. Katrina Enrile,
Nakalimutan
pinalayas
ko
sa bahay ng tatay.
Oo.
Ang dami mo namang pasabog. The next 20 years, what do you want to do?
Like my dad, I won't retire. I have to do something.
tingin ko yun ang nagpahaba ng buhay ng dad ko. Na he kept busy.
Right.
Yeah.
Oo.
So, I think that's one of the things na kailangan natin isipin mabuti. Keep busy. You know, there's no such thing as retirement. If you lose passion for your life, then what are you here
Right.
to live for, right?
Correct.
So,
Correct.
I think
correct.
it's what will drive you.
Yes.
That's what drives my dad, and I think that's what I saw.
Pag ikaw naman ang nag-100, ako rin dapat ang mag-i-interview sa'yo.
Oo, diba? Kahit wala na tayong mga ipin.
Kahit wala tayong mga ngipin at hindi na natin makitang isa't isa, ako pa rin ang mag-i-interview sa'yo pag ikaw naman ang nag-100. Congrats! Life well lived! Well done! Well done! Bravo!
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.